Hey everybody, how's it? Aloha. Well, so today, a new band. I've never heard of them before. I can't thank you guys enough for keep bombing me. I know so many of you are hitting me with, to repeat some other bands like, Ginger, Tool, Devin Townsend, Nightwish, now that we've got that catalog kicked off. And I'm going to cycle through it. It's just I like to bring in the new stuff, and I like to hear new stuff too, because this is where I'm having the best time for me in this channel, is not just being the decomposer and slightly breaking down tracks so you can enjoy them, but it's also breaking out some brand new tracks to me, which is blowing my mind. And so it's an equal give and take. Today, 12-foot ninjas, one-hand killing. Now, before I start this video, apparently there was a little skit before this that the guys did. They were actually pretty funny. But I just kind of fast forwarded through the skit and wanted to get right to the music because that's my thing. That's my jam. So anyhow, thank all of you for your comments. Thank all of you who are tipping me a couple bucks for a cup of coffee because my channel's not monetized. YouTube's having some kind of issue, so the advertisements that you see are copyright claims by the publisher and the record companies, and they're running those ads and making the money. So thanks for the cup of coffee. The link for the full video with the skit will be below. Any of their discography, CDs will be below. Their Spotify will be below. And the link for the cup of coffee will be below. Okay, here we go. 12-foot ninjas, one-hand killing. Stand by.
Now put your money where your mouth is. You have the method, but will you move mountains? This has become quite a vehicle with a roof or a grandizing ghost. You have adapted to the role. Your portrayal betrays your soul. Wherever you may go, may your heart remain yours. Transhuman influence, I maintain observance. Focused on radiance, you remain in silence. Language omniscient, I renounce surveillance. Devoid of intelligence. We back you into the corner. Revolt your will. From the brink you return to the stronger.
All right, wow, this is so cool. There's so many little things I want to hit on. If you've never done this journey with me, sorry if you're bummed that I stopped where I did, but this is where I kind of do my breakdown. So the opening, I just thought it was really colorful in the fact that it seems like in this song, since I don't know of this band, I don't know if this is their thing, that all their songs are this way, or if this is a break in the album, or that they bring this kind of fun energy to their playing and power. The opening with the gong, and then I was going, wait a minute, those claps in there. All right, I'm good. These guys are not afraid to risk anything. I mean, you shouldn't be afraid to risk unless you're pandering to an audience and afraid that they might not like you, that you start writing that in your mind. And instead of, in this case, it sounds like these guys are just going, let's just be creative. Excuse me. That opening power riff, it sounds like it's in a drop D, but the notes that they're choosing after they hit the chugs at the bottom and they're coming up, it sounds like almost 2 octaves up. They're choosing these half steps above what you would consider the pure octave, octave 1 from D to D, another octave from D to D. And the notes that they're choosing to bring you through that, to kind of cause a little bit of a kind of a dissonant anxiety, are half steps and just around that little pocket. And that's really super intriguing. And the way they play it, the rhythm in how they're playing is also, that's what we're all about. If you're hanging out with me, a lot of everything that I'm about is about counter rhythm, composition. then the vocals are coming in, and a lot of layers. Once again, in the texture of dynamics with their engineering, there's layers that are going on with the vocals here. Some of them are doubled. I can't tell you if they're doubled via plugin or doubled via double vocals layered. They're not afraid of doing harmonies, which is great. The stacked harmonies in the hook. I love the hook. The hook actually came out, and it was really optimistically melodic. You know, it really kind of brought you through this, like they're coming down hard. I mean, maybe a one-hand killing might have a couple of meanings to it, but if it's a heavy-fisted song, because you guys know I don't listen to the lyrics, I treat the lead singer as a musician. This is the instrument. And so I'm definitely not afraid to get back or get the layers going in there. Also, just talking about layers, the harmony that is written with the two guitar players when they're doing the riff too, the left and right, the hard left and right if you have the headsets on, that's really easy to pick out. I mean, it's easy to pick out if you got one little speaker and you're Bluetooth in it or something, but if you got two speakers and you're going for the full dynamics, that's really crazy. Now, before this second verse seemingly is coming in, they replayed the beginning riff, that power riff, but this time they didn't escalate above that second octave. It looks like they were just keeping it pretty driven down on that lower octave there just to reset the pace. It's almost like a complete reset as they were about to take you into the second verse. So I'm going to skip back a little bit like I do, and let's pick it up. Let's see what these guys deliver.
Summoning a landslide, you have an altar. The altar of a faceless serpentine call over and on. As you can imagine, they are pulling every landslide. You will not falter. You offer to the people consistently caught in the middle. I'll stand for you and the ghost is clear. Climbing up to the top, gonna meet you there.
All right. that was great. I love that, man. These guys are having a blast. And that's what I'm feeling, is that in this track, they've probably just, I don't know, I don't want to say maybe not taking themselves too seriously in the composition and stuff as much as really, and because I don't know who they are as musicians and artists as a band, maybe every song does this, but for me, that was great. And not only that, but it just shows me something that I always talk about with all the bands that I have been bringing forth here on this channel, is that so many of these musicians are so already overly capable in so many different genres that they decide to take their energies and put it together into focusing in the genre of metal, dark metal, prog, and all this sort of music that we're going through, but yet we don't know about their backgrounds. That cool little breakdown that just happened there was conga back there. There was some conga overdubs if you listen to it, and I thought it was great. Now, I'm watching the video too. I'm trying not to, but you can't help but see these guys are having fun. The other thing that I noticed, again, is that at that second verse coming back in after the dark chug, the single octave chug that was going on, I heard these padded vocals in the background, long, kind of ambient, choral-style vocals. Not heavy on the arrangements, but definitely something that I was able to pick up, and I really dug that because it really filled out the complete soundscape for me. Once again, the musicianship is sick, but my gosh, the bass player, he is wailing. I mean, I could tell by how the strings are firing off the fretboard, or I can't, you know, when you're in a video, just because you play a certain way in a video doesn't mean that's how it was played necessarily in the recording. But there is some pounding going on there with his rhythmic playing here, and the nuances of the strings vibrating maybe against the fretboard or kicking and bouncing off the pickup, you know, every once in a while. God, I love that. That is just the bass driving it home, you know. And of course, the machine gun exquisite execution of the drums along with that. Obviously, you know me, I kind of gaga about that a little bit, but this is great. This is a great, great, great song. Okay, I'm gonna go back, and I think I can finish it out. my Oh my God, that was so cool. I don't know. See, about hearing this the first time, I'm so caught up with what I just heard. I wanted to say something else about the way that we're bringing it back into the turnaround, but which was the more cleaner funk part that they brought into it, and now this closing. So I'm. It just puts fortitude to what I said earlier. Is that the depth of the education and the skills and the musicianship of musicians that we know to be in a band, and they present themselves as a particular way. You know, a lot of times they'll sit there and they'll pull up their ponytail, put it under maybe a cabbie's cap, and go off into some corner club and be sitting there bebopping jazz fusion, and all kinds of different styles. And then when it's time to let her rip, the hair goes down, you go out there and kill it in a genre. These guys are great. These guys are funny. I'm going to go listen to more of their music. I would not have found out about this band without you guys dropping in your comments, so thank you for that. What else was I going to say about that? No, I think that was pretty much it. The big you saw me make this move here when I did the big choral sounding pad vocal in the back, and the thickness of the layering of some of the voice and stuff, and then finally just kind of circling back into their hook. I think the hook only repeated 3 times, but when it came back in, you were waiting for that rinse. You wanted to definitely rinse with that hook. So. Anyhow, thank you guys so much. 12-Foot Ninja, One Hand Killing. Once again, thank you for hanging out. You like these headsets. Link for these are down below, AKG 240s. Also, the cup of coffee and all the videos and stuff I said before, blah, blah, blah. Thanks a lot for hanging out. And like I always like to say, all right.